Thanks, Dave. Obviously, it's good to get back playing. I know our guys like to see outside competition. It was good for us to see another team preparing for their season, and a lot of good things that happened through this, and obviously we'll continue to learn with the things we got to get better at. Thought we did some good things in the first half and first part of the second half, and then as obviously went a little deeper in the bench. Guys coming off cold, you could see that we had some adjustments to make and get with that. But thought by and large, some good things, and looking forward to starting the regular season. Questions?
Trying to figure out how to read that box score.
Oh, man. Need a magnifying glass.
We enlarged it.
I know. Apparently they're all changing nationally on Monday.
Greg, you had three guys, Brad, Trice, and King, obviously coming off some injuries. What did you see from those guys tonight, and can you give us any update on Trice, who, after limping off the floor?
He's fine. He's fine. Yeah. He just rolled his ankle a little bit. He was fine. So it was a point in time when I was getting him out anyway. So just made that decision quicker for me. I thought, I thought they stayed within themselves for the most part. There's one thing we talked about before the game, especially the guys that were coming back that had missed a whole year, even Trevor in that regard because of sitting out. Don't try to get a year back in one shot. Let the game come to you. And I thought for the most part, I thought Kobe got more comfortable as the game went on. Brad obviously played the whole year, but then with the surgery and Meach has been back a little bit longer. I think Kobe probably of the three is the one that's still knocking some rust off. But I thought as the game went on, he became more fluid, and you could see it. Some of those things are starting to come back.
Jim in the back, coach.
Greg, speaking of box scores, you were credited with 21 fast break points in the first half. Does that seem like an unusually high number?
Was it Blazing Badgers or what? I don't know. I couldn't even find that on that box score. This group with more ball handlers on the floor, we can do that, and we have a big guy that can handle the ball too. I mean, Ethan Happ coming in transition is a quandary sometimes for defenses, and he makes pretty good decisions for the most part with it in transition, and we've worked on that a little bit of giving him that license to do that. So, if you can get easy baskets, great. Typically, they are harder to come by, but when we can get them, we'll take them. But I think finishing out defensive possessions is the most important thing before we worry about going to the other end. But they were opportunistic, and we were able to take advantage of an open floor.
Go ahead, Jim.
You had Ty in the game pretty early. Have you made the decision that he's playing for you this year?
No, I haven't yet. I've seen things that he's starting to figure some things out about the college game. So I'm still deliberating that. So we'll see. We'll sit down. We haven't talked with any of those guys yet in terms of any type of decision in that regard. But every day he's shown flashes here and there a little bit more, and becoming a little more consistent and understanding, what's important in terms of being a college point guard. So regardless of what happens or what decision has come to, I think he's got the tools and the makeup to be a pretty good guard here.
One more from me. Khalil was aggressive tonight. I know by scrimmage after that game, you kind of got the same question about him, and I think I'd heard he was pretty aggressive in the private scrimmage. Have you seen him kind of take a jump, especially maybe hunting his shot a little bit more, I guess?
Well, I think he understands his role, and he understands what he's good at, and everybody kind of gravitates towards their strengths for the most part, and you try to minimize weaknesses as much as you can. But I thought he was really good defensively against Iowa State. He was really active on the glass. He took advantage of transition opportunities, much like he got a couple tonight. So I think he's becoming more and more comfortable. I think you go through his freshman and sophomore year, and you try to find him on the floor over a long period of time, and you can't find it. So last year was a chance for him to learn and grow, and think you just find a player that's much more confident in who he is and how he can help this team.